everyone, this is Loco S, and in today's video we're going to be covering the F-5E and jettisoning ordnance and stores from the aircraft. Some things to note: there are multiple ways to jettison the stores from the aircraft. They are all controlled down here in this section down here. First, we're going to cover selective jettisoning. So for selective jettisoning, we wanted to go from the off to select jet position, and then we want to select the stores we want to jettison. So in today's tutorial, we have sidewinders on the rail, on the outer rails, and then we have practice Mark 82 bombs here on the wings. So let's go ahead and, for this instance, jettison the two external, the two outer wingboard pylons with the Mark 82, with the practice Mark 82s on them. So we selected those outer wing pylons. Select position is on. Hit the jettison button, and off they go. No more stores out there. Now, keep in mind that you do not need master arm on the jettison ordnance. So there is that. The next thing I want to cover is that there's an emergency all jettison push, and it's in this behind this yellow ball, or yellow cover. So if you need to jettison all of your air-to-ground stores and fuel tanks, and that's really the only thing that you will have on these innerboard pylons, your air-to-air weapons are just limited to your AIM-9s on the wingtips. So if you're jumped mid-combat or you're jumped mid-flight, and you need to go quickly into air-to-air mode, you can pop open this cover. It'll fly off and it'll disappear, and you hit the emergency jettison button, and now all of our stores are gone, including a centerline fuel tank that we had on the belly of the aircraft. So we're going to go ahead and turn off the external fuel tank right there. Now, I do want to pause, and I do want to point out something. So, while the aircraft is clean, relatively speaking, there are these pylons that we can't actually, believe it or not, get rid of in the F-5E. So, in order to get rid of the pylons, you want to go to selective jettison down here, and you want to go to all pylons. This is another, for selective jettison, this is another way to get rid of all of your pylons, all your air-to-ground stores, and all your centerline stores on the aircraft by going to all pylons and hitting this button. So let's do that. And there we go. See that? As you can see, now all of our pylons have actually jettisoned from the F-5E, and now we have a completely clean F-5E, ready for air-to-air combat. So, those are your two ways to jettison stores from the F-5E. It is interesting that, effectively speaking, the emergency all jettison push button right here and the all pylons button down here do the exact same thing. I will note that with the all pylons switch, you will have to hold the switch for longer. The first pulse and the first jettisoning of ordnance of stores that you will hear are the actual stores themselves, and then the second thump that you hear when you do the selective jettison for all pylons is the actual pylons on the wings and the belly actually being jettisoned as such. So let's put that into off. There's another thing to note: if you want to get rid of your wingtip sidewinders, you have to basically select them, turn on your guns and missile and camera arming switch. You will receive tone, and then you just fire off your missiles. And that's it. Now, granted, that's only if you want to get rid of your missiles. The AIM-9 is such a relatively lightweight missile. You don't necessarily, unless you really need to, like, you're basically running on fumes and you absolutely need to get as light as humanly possible, it's not really worth jettisoning them. In particular, if you're in a dogfight, if the whole reason you're jettisoning your ordnance is to get clean so that you can actually defend yourself in a dogfight, you definitely don't want to just fire off your missiles for no reason. But if you need to somehow get rid of your missiles, that's how you do it. As you can see now, we have a perfectly clean wing. That rail is attached to the aircraft, so that stays on. And that's it for jettisoning. So, relatively quick tutorial as such. F-5E, again, really simple aircraft, so all the systems are relatively simple, and I will see you all in the next tutorial in the F-5E. So until then, see you around.